Welcome back to the Road to Action Comics issue 1000. This time we'll be looking at my top 10 most important issues of the series. Action Comics is nearing 1000 issues, meaning there's quite a few important and integral issues. Some expand the Man of Steel's history and mythology, while others tell a damn good story. So let's have a look at some that I believe are really important. At number 10 we have Action Comics issue 6, which might not seem all important if you just look at the cover. Superman isn't even on the cover, but this issue expanded Superman's mythology in a big way, introducing us to an unnamed office boy, who at the time no one thought that boy would later on become Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal. The boy was given a name in the Adventures of Superman radio serials, and Jimmy's first proper appearance as named Jimmy Olsen was actually in Superman issue 13, but without this issue that introduced that office boy, we never would have gotten the Jimmy Olsen we all know and love. Number 9 is Action Comics issue 23, which was written by Jerry Siegel and drawn by Joe Shuster, and is the first time we see the words Daily Planet in a Superman book, introducing the world to Clark Kent and Lois Lane's place of employment. Not only that, but we were also introduced to Lex Luthor, although much like Jimmy Olsen, Luthor isn't actually named this issue. Despite that, the scientist would quickly become Superman's greatest enemy, as well as one of the world's most famous villains. Number 8 is Action Comics issue 65. Superman has had many different powers, some have stayed, while others have disappeared as they became too wacky. One of his core powers, however, is flight, which Superman finally got in the pages of Action Comics issue 65. This issue is seen as the definitive issue where he first flies, despite previous issues often depict him as flying, although artists would accidentally interpret his super jumping as flying. This issue came years after Superman was shown regularly flying in the Fleischer and Famous Studios cartoons. This issue is definitive as the character utters his famous "up, up and away" line as he flies. Number 7 is Action Comics 242. In this action-packed issue, Superman meets his second greatest villain, the evil alien known as Brainiac. We also are introduced to the bottled city of Kandor, wherein Superman shrinks down to explore and the citizens help him save Earth from the evil alien. In the aftermath, Superman took the bottled city to his icy fortress of Solitude. Speaking of which, Number 6 is Action Comics issue 241. The issue right before Brainiac's first appearance, Superman reveals his Fortress of Solitude, which up until then had been hinted at, with Superman saying he has a secret citadel somewhere. This fortress is accessed by a giant key, made from a material that only Superman is strong enough to lift. Number 5 is Action Comics 662. Issue 662 was a really big issue. Writer Roger Stern saw Clark Kent finally reveal that he was Superman to the love of his life, Lois Lane. Now the actual reveal comes towards the end of the book, so Lois's reaction and aftermath is mainly happening over in the Superman ongoing in issue 53, but this issue stands out as the first issue Lois Lane learns of Clark Kent's secret, and the revelation stuck. Number 4 is Action Comics 775. Joe Kelly's Action 775 is a really great one-off story called What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way. The story introduced us to the Elite, a group of new modern heroes who sought to take over Superman's dated views. The story not only teased Superman, but the reader, leading many to think that the Man of Steel breaks bad as well, ending in him killing the Elite. But it's all a genius ruse that made this issue give birth to one of Superman's more interesting villains. Number 3 is Action Comics issue 900. Only 100 issues ago, Superman was celebrating his then huge 900th issue, making it the first DC comic to reach the landmark. The issue included an interesting story from David Goyer, who told a story that saw Superman incredibly give up his American citizenship to stop an impending war, and in a way stop his crusade for truth, justice, and the American way, instead becoming a Superman for all people and all races. Number 2 is Action Comics 840. Action issue 840 was the finale of the Up, Up and Away storyline that spun out of the 1 year later event DC was having at the time. The issue saw Superman's powers return after months without them. And in those months, Clark Kent had helped people with his words as a journalist at the Daily Planet. When his powers return, he is able to stop Lex Luthor from taking over the world with some sunstone crystals. It's an absolute classic Superman story. Good triumphs over evil. At number 1, we have Action Comics issue 1. Now you had to know where we were going with my number 1 pick. Of course, Action Comics issue 1. This issue kicked it all off, not just for Superman and his mythology. This issue also began what is known as the Golden Age of comic books, basically igniting the spark which would lead to the modern comic, as well as spawning the archetype that would lead to the modern hero and what that hero is today. So these are the Action Comics I deem as most important to Superman. Of course, in 1,000 issues, there are many more, but these ones stand out as moments in Superman's history that I will remember forever. In the comments below, tell me what you think are your favorite Action Comics issues and why. And until next time, I'm Matt, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the Book Depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.